So I started getting asked this question when I first moved from the Philippines to Thailand almost 2 years ago. And now, lately, I'm getting a lot of questions about it. The question is, I love Thailand more than the Philippines, but I love Philippine women more than Thai women for various reasons. One, language. Two, dating age gap differences, and just overall easier. So the question I keep getting asked that we're going to talk about today is, what if I bring my Filipina to Thailand to live long term? We're going to talk about that, and we're going to do it right now. Are you ready? Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Hey, what's up? It's JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia, here in Siam area. I got right behind me is Siam Discovery. Siam Paragon is right over here, and right on the other side is MBK Mall, which is a really good mall to go to if you like knockoff items, discount items, things like that, whether it's electronics or clothes or whatever. So we're going to go find a coffee shop or place to hang out, and we're going to talk about this, so stick around. I'll give you a nice little view. Looks like they're building something here, probably another mall or a condo. But there you see the big Lego building in the background. And this is the mall we're going to, MBK. We'll go upstairs and sit down and have a discussion.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, so nice and cool in the mall here. I'm at Dunkin' Donut. So here's the topic. Getting a lot of questions about, can I bring my Filipina girlfriend or partner over to Thailand to live long term? So as you probably know, right now it's a 60-day entry-free visa, or visa-free entry when you come into Thailand, and I think that's for the Philippines too, and then you can extend another 30 days. Eventually, probably sometime before the end of the year, they're going to reduce that to 30-day visa-free entry with another 30-day extension, then you have to leave. Well, that's not ideal if you have a Filipina girlfriend to keep doing border runs, and in fact, they're going to stop letting people do that for more than a couple of times. So you have to figure out a long-term way. So if it's your Filipina girlfriend, you want to come here and you want to stay long-term, you've got a couple of options. First of all, you can come here on a DTV, which basically gives you 180 days. It's a 5-year visa, basically, tourist visa. You get 180 days, then you can renew or extend for another 180 days before you have to leave the country. So basically about a year, and then you have to leave, and then you can come back and do it all over again. Now, I don't know as far as how many times you can just keep doing those short border runs before they start asking questions, because it's meant to be a digital nomad visa where you'll work for 6 months in Thailand, and then you go work somewhere else for 6 months, and then somewhere else, and then somewhere else, and then you can come back to Thailand in a 5-year period. I don't think it was meant to be 180 days, extend 180 days, leave for a few days, come back and do it again. I don't think it was meant for that, but we'll see what happens when things move along. Anyway, so that's your option. Now, how about her? She would have to come in on a similar visa, like a DTV, just like yours. But the only problem with that is She has to show income. Cab. She has to show an income. She has to show 500 baht or more in her bank account, which is about 15,000 US dollars. So if she doesn't have that, then you're going to have an issue maybe getting her in here on a DTV visa. Now she can come in here on a DTV visa as like a soft skill thing. So she can come in and learn the Thai language. There's schools that you can learn Chinese and English too, if her English isn't great. She can learn Thai cooking. She can learn Muay Thai boxing. So there's different of those soft skills that she can learn on that DTV visa. So there's one option. But I don't know if that's ideal or not, just because of the financial requirements involved, whether you have that money to, if you put 15,000 US dollars in her bank account, they may ask, where'd that come from? I see that it doesn't look like it's a steady income. It looks like it was a one-time deposit. So maybe they'll look at that. Who knows? So that's could be an issue moving forward. Another option is to bring her here on an education visa. So you bring her here on a visa-free entry, and then you sign up at a Thai language school or Muay Thai school or whatever, and you can get her on an education visa. And that usually can go, you can extend that every 3 months, for about a year. And then you'd have to leave the country, and then if you come back, you can do it again, basically. And I don't think they'll ask any questions, but I don't know anybody who's actually done that and kept doing an education visa over and over again. So it'd be interesting to hear in chat or in the comments if you've done anything like that or have heard of anybody doing that. So an education visa is a possibility. Now, for you yourself, if you're coming here long term, if you're not on a DTV or an education visa, you're probably going to look into some sort of a retirement visa. So if you're on that non-immigrant O retirement, that non-O retirement visa, or OA or OX or whatever they are, you can come in, but she can't come in on your visa unless you're married. Now there's another option. So if you're married to your Filipina, she can come in as a dependent on your retirement visa, and everything's fine, except for you may, depending on which immigration office you go to, you may be required to show a little more money in your bank account other than what you normally would have for just a regular retirement visa. So with a regular retirement visa, you have to show 800,000 baht in your Thai bank account. If you're married and she's on your visa as a dependent, you may have to show maybe another 400,000 in there. Maybe not. I think it kind of depends on which immigration office you go to and what kind of mood they're in, maybe. I don't know. Again, if you have experience in that, put in the comments below. I'd love to hear. So that's another option. Now, the question I get all the time about that is, okay, so yeah, I might want to marry my Filipina. What's the best way to go about this? Do I marry her in the Philippines and bring her to Thailand? Or do I bring her to Thailand first and then marry her and then put her on my retirement as a dependent? So there's two options, I guess you could say. I think the option of marrying first in the Philippines is a little longer as far as from start to finish. The process is going to take a lot longer to go through all the hassle, all the paperwork, all the bureaucracy that is the Philippines before you're able to get that certificate of marriage and then bring her here. Everything I've researched says that bring her to the Philippines or bring her to Thailand first and then marry her in Thailand, because the whole process is shorter. I would say to you, do your due diligence, and whatever works best for you, that's what you would do. So if you're living in Thailand already, you'd have to go back to the Philippines, sign up to get married. That takes weeks. Get married, wait for the certificate. That could be months before you can come back. So you may either be staying in the Philippines for a long period of time, or you may have to leave alone back to Thailand and then go back to the Philippines when she gets her certificate of marriage official, and then you can get her and then bring her to Thailand. An issue of bringing her to Thailand before you're married is if she's never left the country before, you always have that possibility of getting offloaded, of her being offloaded at the airport. So you really have to make sure you've got all the documents ready to go. So when you go through immigration, you can show that, hey, we've been together X amount of months or years. Here's pictures to prove it. Here's my, you have to sign a certificate of responsibility, I think it's called, or something along those lines, where you're signing off that say, I'm responsible for her if anything happens to get her back home safely to the Philippines, yada, yada, yada. She's got to show that she's got the money and the capabilities of coming back to the Philippines if things go south with you once you get over to Thailand. So there's a lot of issues to go through there. If you're married, you probably don't have that many issues. It's probably not a big deal. But if she's traveled outside of the Philippines before and she's got stamps in her passport, it's probably not going to be a big deal to get through immigration to get where she needs to go. So if that's the case, then maybe getting married once you're in Thailand might be the better choice. Now, here's another issue. So you're on a limited income, you're on retirement, Social Security, and you're making whatever, and you're comfortable being you, taking care of you. Now, all of a sudden, you've got her to take care of too. So have you thought about what your budget's going to be, what your expenses are going to be when you add another person to that monthly income you have? Maybe when you were in the Philippines, she was working, so that wasn't an issue. Like when I was in the Philippines, and the girlfriend I had at the end of my time there, she worked. So we lived together, and I took care of the rent, utilities, and the food, and all the day-to-day stuff. But the money she made, she sent back to her family, took care of her family back in the province in Negros. So that was a great situation because she'd leave during the day, and I could do my YouTube stuff or whatever, and then at night she'd come home, she'd cook dinner, we'd have our nights together, our evenings together, and our weekends together. So it was a perfect situation. I took care of the household expenses. The money she made, she sent home to her family to take care of her family back at home. So that was perfect. Now, if we were to do that here in Thailand, it wouldn't work because she couldn't work here in Thailand because it's just really hard for Filipinas to get work permits here in Thailand. It's easy for Laos, it's easy for Cambodians, it's easy for girls from Myanmar to come over to Thailand and work because they've got that agreement, but the Philippines doesn't. So that would be an issue. So if you're expecting or hoping that she can contribute to the household income, it's probably not going to happen here. If it does, it's going to be all under the rug, under the table type thing, and it's going to be a lot of gray area that you can come here and she could work, maybe she can find a job online or something like that. And if she's got a DTV visa, then that's fine. That's not an issue. If she's coming on your retirement visa as a dependent, she legally can't work. So anything she does would be kind of gray area and under the table, so to speak. Now, if she's doing something online, the chances of somebody finding out about that are pretty slim. Unless you guys talk about it to neighbors, and if the neighbor gets mad at you, they may turn you in. So that would be one thing, just keep it to yourself. But I'm not suggesting you do that, but that's just an option that's been done before. So, do you marry in the Philippines? Do you marry in Thailand? That's the big question. And if you need her to work, what are you going to do? So she's probably not going to be able to find a job legitimately here in Thailand with a work permit and all that. It's possible, but it's highly unlikely. Unless she's highly educated and can find a job where Thai people aren't as easily hireable. But that's going to be one of those issues that's probably going to be very, very rare. So it's not impossible to bring a Filipino over here. I would think the best way to do it is to put her on a DTV of some sort, but then you're probably going to have to come up with some sort of money in her bank account to make it more legit. An education visa, I would think, would be the easiest option, at least for the first year of being here. Marriage, and put her, if you're retired, put her on as a dependent, on your retirement visa. That's a good option if you want to get married. But I know a lot of the people on my channel that watch, they say they'll never get married again. So that might not be something that would be worthwhile to investigate. But those are kind of your options, guys. I'd love to hear if you've got any experience in this. Let me know in the comments below. You know, it seems like the general consensus lately is I love Thailand. I'm not really crazy about the Philippines. As far as the two countries are concerned, Thailand is head over heels better than the Philippines, but it's so much easier to date in the Philippines than in Thailand. So maybe the best option, or the best of both worlds, is to get a Filipina girlfriend or partner and bring her over here to live in Thailand. So there's some options for you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. As always, live life, my friend. Sabay sabay, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.